Alright, before we get into the coupon codes, which will give you a pretty total of gems, we have extremely sad news in this video, which I'll mention shortly. And I know that we've broken into Extreme, and everyone wants an updated build guide video, since I've had a ton of you asking for one from our previous short. So don't you worry, we're going to do that exactly in our next video, which should release either tomorrow or the day after, since the build meta has changed, and I want to let you all know what I'm running right now to be able to push this far. I'm fairly certain we've pushed at minimum 50 stages from the changes we've made, where we managed to break into Extreme, which is funny since we haven't managed to get a single stage higher, so it couldn't be more perfect than this. And just to show you how much stronger this build is, here's Gent trying to fight against the stage boss using our previous build. I just want you to watch his damage output and understand how far we've come. Yeah, not so pretty, is it? Gent isn't even able to put a dent into the sage boss anymore using our previous build, which is honestly crazy considering he was once the strongest slime to date. But I guess the power creep is always bound to happen. As for the sad news that might break your hearts, many of you have noticed that we finally had to upgrade our HP. I've tried my best to keep it as low as possible. You can see I still have the quests available, but I had no choice anymore. My HP was far too low to push this high in stages. I would have to compromise on damage to use other less efficient sources of HP, such as swapping out my birdie mask for a slime mask, so I just had to deal with it and level it up from 29,000 all the way to 50,000, as you can see here. This way we are no longer losing to stage bosses. I probably could have just waited for Zomstein to come out, which did release today, since he does provide 200% in HP bonuses from his own effect. And if you are curious what that looks like, here we have him unlocked. And just for reference, we started out with 244 JHP, so as we unlock the own effect bonuses for Zomstein, we jump from 244 J health all the way to what you see on the screen here, meaning we probably could have potentially gotten away with waiting for Zomstein, but let's be honest, I went months without upgrading my HP, so it's just a matter of time when I had to upgrade it. And also, if you wanted a review of Zomstein, I have a complete video review of him in the comment and description box below, so be sure to check that out if you're on the fence about purchasing him. I can tell you now the video is worth the watch since Zomstein does introduce some new mechanics that I don't believe we've seen in any other slime to date. So Zomstein was a very nice change of pace from the usual release of new slimes that we've seen before. Also, I am curious what everyone's thoughts are about the current state of the game. It has been some time since we've had a nice solid update, and I know for a fact we're all dying for some new content for us all to enjoy. I've seen a lot of chatter going on in our Discord about guild and group boss raids, which I do agree with. It would definitely make the game much more fun. We definitely need some online elements to the game. Well, we need some online elements added to the game once they manage to fix all the glitches that are out there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too fun going against other players who have glitched their way to success. So I'm sure the developers are going to do a lot of thinking about this aspect of the game and what they could do to add something more fun and enjoyable for everyone to enjoy. This is exactly why I want to see what you suggest the game adds. Do you want guilds or other co-op content? Or do you want something else such as PvP game modes? I think something interesting they could add is a separate mode where we are given a random set of levels for summons, astrology and all that, all randomly generated, where you face off against another individual and you have to put together the strongest build, so your end result in, let's say, stages or Dwarven King damage is accounted for, and the one who reaches the highest stage or does the most amount of damage gets a good set of rewards. And when I say good, I mean something not useless. I say this because I want to direct your attention to this. There is a new event out there, and I know my first reaction was that there's no way I'm reading all of this. Too much text, but that's not the point. To be honest, I still haven't read this all myself, but it's some sort of event where you send a screenshot in of your game in the secret in the dungeon room with either Ghost or Amber equipped. But why would anyone honestly bother doing this? I want want to direct your attention to the rewards, 40 people will get 10. Yes, 10 undead room dungeon keys. Not 100, not 1,000, but 10. That's not even 3 days worth once you account for all the ads into that number. At least they could have made it 10 slime tiers in the minimum, since undead room dungeon keys are pretty much useless. I appreciate that the devs are holding events like this from time to time, but they really need to step up their reward game. If they play the game actively, they would know that 10 keys is worth nothing. No one needs earrings right now. Yes, if you just started the game, it would be useful, but really, 10 earrings. In fact, can we solve the state of the game when it comes to treasures and earrings, for example? A lot of us have been at the cap for months now. There's less and less to look forward to in the form of progression when it comes to the later stages in Legend of Slime. The game is extremely fun to play in the early stages of the game. I remember making my alt account a few weeks ago, and I was completely addicted all over again. But when it comes to late game accounts, there's honestly not much available for us to do daily, and I think that's one thing that the devs need to solve as soon as possible, since adding content like talismans just doesn't do it for us. That's just a 10-second pay-to-win activity that doesn't feel rewarding at all to do. We need more substance in the game. Also, I'm sure everyone is curious where we currently fall into for the Dwarven King. Our previous record was at the 22.5 AI damage mark, with 313 chests unlocked. But on our most recent attempt with our updated build, not only did we break the AK damage barrier, dealing 2 AK damage to Dwarven King, but we also unlocked 328 chests, which is 25 chests more than before. On top of this, we now get 1.1 thousand trait points per run, but sadly no legendary summons as of yet. If only the developers gave us legendaries for Dwarven King after some point in time. I'd say the 300 chest mark is absolutely perfect to start introducing legendary summons into our rewards, but I guess that's far too much to ask for. And I really want everyone to drop in the comments how far you currently are on Dwarven King, either your total chest amount or how much damage you currently deal. Now, aside from that, we do have the new coupon codes that are available for use. Since I'm sure there are many new players watching this that haven't used the previous codes, I'll cover all the current codes that are available. First off, we have code WELCOME for an easy 5,000 gems, so you are welcome for that one. Next up, we have code URBACK. This one will give us a clean 10,000 gems. And as for the new code, it'll give us 10,000 gems as well, though it is extremely long, but if you want to pay attention, I'll read it out. Otherwise, I'll put it in the comment box below for you to copy and paste. And while you are there, be sure to subscribe to the channel for the build guide that's coming up. Plus, be sure to join our Discord server for all the latest Legend of Slime info as well. As for the new coupon code, it is the following: F12366EC72FE2B022.